Hi, it's Ashley Sweeney, your registered dietitian. I'm also a mom of three, and I know how busy, how chaotic, how stressful it can be in the world of feeding your kids healthy foods, let alone take care of yourself at the same time. Anyways, I've worked with hundreds of women and helping them feel more confident with what's being served in the kitchen and eaten at the table with less stress. Now, today I'm going to share kind of my nutrition philosophy, I guess, if you will, when it comes to child eating and feeding your kids healthy foods. So let's just get into it because you're here for the information. If you want more information, you can always watch some of my other videos, or you can download my free protein guide for kids, which will be in the description below. Has recommendations for how much protein your kids should be eating, examples of some high protein lunches for kids, and more. Today, I'm sharing 12 stress-free practical tips to help your kids eat better with less stress, bribes, or guilt. First is to talk about carbs, because what kid doesn't love carbohydrates or wouldn't just choose to eat carbohydrates for every meal all day, every day, right? So what I'm going to have you do is offer and serve your carbohydrate-rich foods with protein or with fat. So instead of just offering crackers, offer it with some cheese or with some nut butter dip. And instead of just offering some grapes, maybe serve it with some nuts or some pieces of deli meat on the side. Doing that will help stabilize their blood sugar and also ensure that they're getting enough protein and healthy fats throughout the day. Second, we're going to keep talking about carbs, is to limit snacks that are only carbohydrates, right? So the pairing is important, like I talked about in number one, but this number two tip is really to avoid meals that are straight carbs. So it's not just, the snack is not the bag of goldfish. The snack is goldfish with some nuts with maybe some seeds along with it, right? Or the meal is not just noodles, it's noodles with some oil on top of it, or maybe some shredded cheese or some Parmesan on the side. Number three is to aim for some protein at every meal. 5 to 10 grams would be great. And if you want more recommendations on that, you can see the description below. But think about planning out your meals and planning out your kids' meals to make sure that there's protein in every meal. Number four is to be sitting together having your meals. Now, it doesn't have to happen every single meal all day, every day, but at least one meal a day that you're sitting together as a family. So often I see families who the kids eat first and then the parents eat later, or vice versa, or however it works in your house. And I know life is very busy for you. I get it. So maybe in that case, you would have to sit down and have breakfast together. Maybe it's you one day and your partner the next day. It doesn't always have to be the same pair, but as much as possible, eating together. There's so much research around the emotional benefits that come from that and the conversations that have around mealtime. And I would argue that that is more important than what's actually on the table, that you are sitting together around the table, around the meal, role modeling healthy behaviors, trying new foods together, and that mealtime time as a family is so important. So at least one meal a day. I don't care what's on the plate. If that's what has to happen in order for you to be together, you could throw all the other rules out the window, but I do want you to try to have one meal together a day. Number five is water is really the only beverage. In our house, I'm trying to think of maybe an occasional juice, maybe an occasional something treat to drink as we go out to a restaurant, but in our house, we really only have water. Number six is to expect picky eaters. Okay, it happens, right? Kids are going to go through stages. Now, if you feel like it's lasted overly, too long, you might want to consider talking to your pediatrician, especially if you might need to work with a OT or somebody to especially work on maybe some food aversion issues going on or sensory problems. Then you might want to talk to your pediatrician or your own dietitian. And something that I work on with women and moms usually is removing the stress. Like, stop freaking out about the fact that they're so picky, okay? What you end up doing is you put more pressure on them to eat this, take a bite, do one bite. It's a rule. You have to take a bite. And you have stressed them out around sitting at the table so much that now they're just being defiant. Even if they wanted to, they're not going to because they're picky. You told them that they're picky. You've almost given them permission to be picky because of how much you've talked about it and how much stress you've put on them about it. Unfortunately, that's what happens. So I also can't tell you how many times I've seen, my kids' friends come over and I've offered them something and they self-admit that they're picky. I don't eat that, I'm too picky. I don't eat that, I'm too picky. And I'm like, I don't think you're the one who started calling yourself picky. I bet your parents started calling you picky. And now you know you're picky, so now you are allowed to not try different things. So when it comes to that, I think there's a lot of words you could change around your meals and your messages. But one of the things today I'm talking about is just expect picky phases. Don't stress about it. Continue to offer things in a low pressure way. Continue to serve the items next to items you know that they'll eat so that they're full and fed and nourished. But it doesn't have to always be such a battle. Number 7 is to model healthy behaviors. They learn by watching you. They learn by watching mom and dad eat at the table, whether everybody's trying new foods or only mom's trying new foods. They see whether mom's dieting and not eating what everybody else is eating. They see if you eat different meals than they eat. So role model that healthy behavior. Number 8 is to speak kindly about bodies and about food. Avoid saying things like, this is bad, or we don't eat that, that's bad for us. Or focusing on their body, saying things like, oh, I can't eat that, I'm gonna gain weight. Or I don't want ice cream tonight with all the family going out for fun ice cream because I'm dieting. When kids hear things like that, they internalize it. So you have to be really careful about the way that you're speaking around your kids, especially when it comes to food and diet and their body. Number 9 is to offer fruits and veggies at most every meal. Let's say they aren't really happy with veggies right now. Do more fruit. Fiber, vitamin C, vitamins and minerals are fruits and veggies. They're all interchangeable. Some things are fruit because of the way it grows in the ground, but it's technically, we call it a vegetable. It's all interchangeable. Eat more of it, serve more of it, offer more of it. Number 10 is to be mindful of snacks. You know this. You know you don't want your kid like snacking all day and in the pantry, in and out all day, but it happens, right? And life happens, and I do it too sometimes. But when we limit snacks and we limit the grazing, the constant grazing, mealtime is more successful and enjoyable for everybody. Kids are more willing to eat the foods that we serve them when they haven't been grazing through the pantry, getting whatever they wanted all day long. Or if they had a snack an hour ago and then they're expected to sit down at the table and eat chicken and rice, they're literally not hungry. They just had a snack and their bellies are small. So I encourage you to think about the times that you're offering your snacks and what you're offering for snacks. Number 11 is to encourage autonomy early on. Let them choose. Do you want this or that? I never say, what do you want for breakfast? Because they don't know what they want. They don't know all the options. Give them 2 options. Do you want this or that for snacks? This or that? This or that? That line works wonders. The autonomy is also about letting them serve themselves, letting them plate their own foods, letting them be in the kitchen, letting them help make decisions. Give them some autonomy in order to help build that confidence in the kitchen and around food and around their bodies. If they're not hungry, you have to help them listen to their body in order to do that. That's autonomy too. All right, number 12 is to bring kids in the kitchen. It can be incredibly frustrating in the beginning, getting your kid in the kitchen in a mess and going behind them and redoing everything. I know it's a lot, but being in the kitchen is such an important skill in order everything from the chopping, the slicing, the prepping, the washing. Not only does that improve the nutrition by enhancing our senses and stimulating digestion with the chopping and the prepping, also helps build those valuable food skills and kitchen skills. That's it. We went through all 12 steps. Anything else you want me to expand on, just comment below and maybe I'll make another video on that topic. Go ahead and check out some of my other videos, or if you want that protein guide for kids, go ahead and click the description in the comment below, and I'll see you in one of the next videos.